Alright, so here you see I already have some started on the wheel here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I start a new roving, which are those nice long pieces of fur that hopefully the fur is all nice in the same direction as well as it can be. First I'm going to make like a little keyhole here, okay, and then I'm going to put some of the roving into it, give it a little twist and a little pull to smooth, make sure those fibers are lined up again, and I'm going to feed it into the spinning wheel. Okay. Now the reason for doing that is because I don't want it to make it so obvious that I have started in a new section or started a new roving. You want it all smoothly transitioned into there. The second thing is don't put the roving on your lap, which I just had. That will cause it to spin before you even get it into up to this spinning wheel, which is never a good thing, because then you're twisting it the opposite direction. So you can leave your rovings hanging. I like them short. I rather do a lot of short ones than do long ones, because again, if it pulls at the bottom of the spinning wheel, you're going to have that same tangling problem when you get to the end. Okay, I use a push and a pull method sometimes. Sometimes I pull back on the yarn, roving. Okay, if you see I'm using this thumb to pull back, I do it just to the breaking point, because sometimes dog fibers are uneven. They're not all going to be the same length. They've been brushed out separately and differently. So sometimes I'll pull the fur back. Okay. Other times, like when there was some, you see how there's some loose stuff on the side, I'm going to move that. I'm going to take my thumb, the thumb that's closest to, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to pull from there and feed it in that way. So it's two different methods. Sometimes I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. Okay, minor interruption, but if you notice it's nice and quiet in here. Unlike being able to process the yarn and watch TV and everything, I can't do this when I do this. My full concentration has to be on hearing the sounds, feeling the yarn, and to be honest with you, making this part of the video was really not the most fun part, because it's really hard to talk and concentrate and think what I'm doing while I'm doing this. I'm not a professional. I'm learning always through feel and experience. So I just have some music on, and I'll listen to that. But again, it's pretty hard. In fact, it's like walking and talking and chewing gum at the same time to do this all together in video tape. Plus I have a tripod right next to my knee. One of the things you may notice here is that the yarn looks like it's really, really thin, almost like string. That's because it's nice and tight right now. But as you take the yarn off the wheel or off the thimble, I'm not sure what they call it either. Like I said, I'm not a pro at this. As you take it off and you put it, you process it and dry it, and by the time you're done, it's going to be about 3 times as thick as what you see here. So this is kind of like looking at it and saying, oh, well, how can you make, how is that yarn? That's nothing but a thread. It does thicken up as you go by the time it's all done. Okay, so that's spinning dog fur to my capability.